Holy crap! What's up guys, CC, and today I'm going to be reviewing both of the newest episodes of TTS/RTA, Rapunzeltopia, and Lost and Found. Now, all I gotta say about these two episodes is like a quick sentence with what I thought. Holy crap, I have a million questions now, okay? Before I start this video, I just want to let you guys know this may also be a two-part video, because I have some thoughts about Lost and Found that just got really confused and got me really worked up, and yeah, I've had a headache for a while. Also, sorry if my tongue looks blue every now and then, because I haven't had lunch yet, and the only thing I have up here in this room are Junior Mints and blue candies I got from my birthday party yesterday. So yeah, let's get on with the review. So basically we start out the episode pretty normal, but it's not your typical normal, well, because this is Tangled, of course, we don't know what normal is anymore. But we start off and suddenly it's showing Corona, and we're like all of a sudden back there, and like everything's all happy and stuff. And Rapunzel wakes up and finds herself with her short brown hair again. And Cass and Eugene are getting along, and everything is all perfect, apparently. And Rapunzel, who is still being herself, who is the Rapunzel we all know, is all freaking out going, this isn't right. We were on our way to the Dark Kingdom, right? And Eugene's like, oh, you're just being stupid. And every now and then, this blonde Rapunzel keeps popping up going, hey, I am you, and you are me. We are the same person, but I'm going to help you get out of this because you are actually dreaming. You are stuck, and you are technically in something similar to a coma. And brown hair Rapunzel's like, what? That's not true. No, this is normal, right? This is completely real. And blonde Rapunzel's like, yeah, surprise, no it's not. This is all an illusion just to let you, like, give up your power, technically. And so we cut to, like, this image of Rapunzel laying on what I think is an altar with, like, candles around her, and she's all tied up, and she's, like, asleep. And so to me, it looks like they're about to, like, freaking sacrifice her. And then I had a commercial break, but yeah. So I was just kind of like, why? Like, how'd she get there in the first place? Like, did she go, oh yeah, I'm gonna just casually explore this place? And like, well, in the last episode, they were all trying to find a way out. So, were they doing that again? But they just let everyone run off by themselves? Because if they were all together, they would have known Rapunzel was in that room. But the gang apparently didn't know she was in that room because they were all like, we'll go find her. And Cass was like, okay, you guys go together, I'll go by myself. And Cass got trapped in a room too, and just basically it was like, we heard her, like, the door, like, whispering her name and stuff, and she was like, Raps, are you here? And Rapunzel was not. Turns out, not Rapunzel, Cassandra gets trapped behind that door, and we don't see her for the rest of the episode, which makes me confused. I'm like, okay, so, what's going on in there? I want to see what's going on! But yeah. What happened to you? Anyway, so back in the dream world, Rapunzel's kind of like reliving everything that started out this entire series, which honestly, this episode makes me realize how far we've come. Like, ever since Before We're After, I would have never guessed that this is where the show would go, or like, this is the path the show would take with all this stuff, with Zontiri and everything. So like, everything's like happening again, like the proposal and the coronation, and it's like a nice little nostalgic episode. But this time when Eugene's trying to propose to Rapunzel, long-hair Rapunzel, who's basically kind of like the conscience in a way, kind of like Jiminy Cricket in a way, basically is like, don't do it. You'll be stuck here if you take the crown too. So regular Rapunzel's like, no, I think I want to be happy. I don't care anymore. Sure, Eugene, I'll marry you. And I was just like, okay. Raps, you're being selfish for once. That's not a good thing. Basically, long-hair Rapunzel's still trying to get real Rapunzel to go to the Black Rocks. So basically, the only way she can escape her dream is if she went back to the flower site where the magical flowers first found. And basically, the more Rapunzel's like waking up, the more Zontiri's losing the power. And Matthew's, surprise, I didn't say this earlier, but Matthews is a disciple of Zontiri, which I'm pretty sure I predicted in the last episode. I don't know if I said in the video, but I remember saying it to my mom. But basically, yeah, that's what's happening. And while Cass is in the room, Eugene and Lance are in the same room as Rapunzel, and they're like, "Come on, wake up!" And Matthew's like, "No, she can't. You can't wake her up. She has to wake up herself." And she's like covered in vines, like it's getting like she's getting covered more and more and more, so it's starting to get really creepy. Which honestly, I like. I'm okay with it. And suddenly things are starting to change in the dream world. Like instead of Rapunzel's mom giving her the journal saying, "Oh, be yourself" or whatever, go find your dream or stuff like that. Instead of saying "plus attendez-vous" in the journal, it says something about being satisfied, which is really weird. I'm like, okay, well, this is interesting. Like, her mother seemed less encouraging in the dream world than in real life, so I thought that was kind of interesting. So when it gets to the coronation finally, Rapunzel finally realizes, you know what, I can't do this, so she's like, this is all fake, I have to leave. And Eugene in the dream world was actually Matthew's kind of like spying in on her in a way. And he was like, "Oh, well, you're not going anywhere because I can control this place." And he's like, "You said no to having a dream world, so you're going to have a nightmare." And he brings, I don't know if technically he brings it out or if it's Rapunzel because technically her mind. But, like, Cass comes out, she's like, "You did this to me," and shook her bird's hand. And I was like, holy crap. I'm not ready for this. So Rapunzel's trying to, like, go away and go to where the flower originally was. But suddenly Matthews takes her back to the tower and we see freaking Mother Gothel! And Mother Gothel's like, "I will always see the best of you in your mind." And Rapunzel's like, "Wait, this is my mind. I can control it." And so she ends up freeing herself and taking herself to the site of the flower. And she ends up touching him and everything's safe. And suddenly the house of yesterday's tomorrow suddenly turns almost like Infinity War and starts like turning technically into sand, not ashes, but still. Even Matthews is like disappearing, like he's like decomposing, if that's the right word. He's disappearing in Infinity War style, and I'm just like, okay. And Rapunzel's like, "Oh yay, everyone's here." And I'm over here screaming, I'm like, "No, where's Cass?" And so when they realize Cass is missing, the door suddenly appears out of nowhere, like all these piles of sand. And Cass comes out, panting. And I'm like, okay, what was she doing there that she's like, was she like running into the door or what? She opens the door and she's fine. And to me, inside the door, it looks kind of reminded me of Zantiri's tree, but not really. It looked more normal than the tree did, if that makes sense. And Cass, instead of being like, "Oh, Rapunzel, you're back," she was like, "Oh, great, I'm here." So, I don't know what happened. And we probably won't know, because in Lost and Found, they don't explain that either. All she does is basically says, "Okay, guys, let's continue," and while she's clutching her hand. So, I don't know what happened to that door. I honestly think something to do with her hand happened, like maybe something explained what could happen if she doesn't do anything about it. Maybe something said this would have happened if you did something else. I don't know. That's my guess. Like, it didn't explain too well. It was more like, "Hey, Cass, are you okay?" "Yes, I'm fine, let's go." And that was it. Alright, so now we're going to move on to Lost and Found. Now, honestly, I find this episode kind of weird, but I liked it in a way. And after watching it a second time, I realized that Cass and Lance don't say anything whatsoever. I mean, the only time they talk is... Well, Cass actually doesn't talk at all. Lance kind of does toward the end when Rapunzel's sharing some stuff, which we'll get to that later. Basically, Rapunzel's like, "You know what, Eugene, we don't know your birthday, so I'm gonna make today your birthday, let's go." And they go hang out. And suddenly, Vigor and Madame Pinardus come in their not carriage, but whatever it's called, their stand. And they're like, "Oh, it's you guys again." And Eugene's like, yeah. And so they go into the little camper thing, I guess you could call it. And Vigor is giving him another reading and all that stuff. And basically they're like, "Well, we can take you to the next piece of the scroll if you want." And so Rapunzel's like, "Yeah, let's do that." And so Pinardus is like, "Okay, yeah, Vigor will lead you." And at first I was like, is this where we're going to find out that Vigor is like the mantis or something? Because that's what everyone was thinking during Curses. Like, I was just sitting there waiting for Vigor to suddenly say something just to reveal he was somebody else. And sure enough, he basically goes, yeah, I'm Demantis, by the way. I was just like, okay, this makes sense now, I guess. And basically, Demantis, or Vigor, leads him through this maze where in the center of it is the fourth piece of the scroll. And he ends up explaining to us, like, how it all started. Like, the two drops came at the same time. Kind of like Secret of the Wings, if anyone remembers that. You guys remember Tinkerbell? I used to watch that all the time when I was little. And, like, how, Tink and, like, what's her name? Like, Periwinkle? Like, they came at the same time. It was kind of like that. And, Vigor, or Demantis, was, like, explaining how deadly the power of both the Sundrop and the Moonstone together could be if it's in the wrong hands. And it gives, like, the silhouette kind of like a nice other, this is what happened story, kind of like in Queen for a Day when Xavier is telling the story, or when Adir is talking about Zonteri and Rapunzel and the Great Tree. And there's this, like, shot where, like, there's these three people standing, having their arms raised, and there's, like, stuff flying out of the ground. And it looks like, the middle one looks like Sucracha with her hair. And the one on the far right looks like Matthews in Rapunzeltopia. And the one on the far left, I am positive that's Gothel. Alright, so here's the picture that I found. And yeah, I 100% agree that the top one is Gothel. What I mean by agree is that somebody posted about it and made that picture. I did not make that picture myself, just to let you guys know. And so basically towards the end, once they finally get to the fourth piece of the scroll, they lose the key, but everyone's like, don't worry, Eugene can pick the lock. He does, and they get the fourth piece, and we finally have the entire scroll. And pretty much throughout the entire maze, it's like, sorry, I don't know if you guys heard that, but basically outside the store is this, like, monitor kind of thing, which kind of, like, you can hear the doorbell and stuff like that to my house. So yeah, that just went off. So in case you guys heard that, that's what it was. It was the doorbell, because my house has this monitor thing where we can communicate through rooms. It's really cool. But yeah, I don't know if it's some sort of kind of security system or whatever, but yeah, if you guys heard that, that's what it was. But basically the maze is like your typical maze, like your typical Scooby-Doo maze, where it's like, oh no, there's this booby trap, we gotta run, oh, we'll survive it. It's very typical. And then by the end, when they come back, and Vigor's all like, oh yeah, bye guys, and whatever, Madame Canardus gives Rapunzel and Eugene the little red jewel that's on Vigor's turban. And so they take it, not realizing actually you can open and close it. We'll talk about that in a second. And so Rapunzel's like explaining to Lance and Cassandra, oh, this all happened, haha, oh, this is so funny. And they're all joking around, except for Cass. And Eugene finds out you can open up the little red jewel thing, and says this. It says, at the end of Rapunzel's journey, one of her party shall turn against her. And so Eugene looks at everybody, and when he gets to Cass, she turns and looks at him, smiles, like kind of in a smirky way, and then looks back at the fire. Which to me is kind of freaking me out. And Eugene's like, oh crap, it's her. So here's what I'm thinking. Either when she went to that door, either she got suddenly replaced or possessed by something or someone, and that's not her, or something else happened. I don't know. Maybe Eugene misunderstood the fortune? To me, it doesn't seem like that's actually Cass. Part of me thinks she got like replaced with one of those like mirror monster kind of things. Because normally when the gang goofs around, she's all like, oh, ha, whatever. She's just kind of staring at him like, oh, haha, you're funny. And like she didn't seem right. Like to me, I am like 85% sure that that's not the real Cass. Or something like that. Part of me thinks it might be the real Cass and something happened and she might be turning like a variant kind of thing. I don't know. Part of me thinks she's being like replaced or something. But this her facial expression to me just screams, I'm not who you think I am. I mean, Eugene just looks at her, and normally when someone looks at her, she's like, what? Why are you looking at me? But this one, she kind of looks, kind of smirks, and then looks back at the fire. Like, her expression is like so sly, like, that's right, you know what I'm doing kind of thing. So, I don't know. So here's the quick clip. What the heck? So yeah, I'm internally freaking out. Her face just screams to me that something is gonna happen. So yeah, the next episode is Destiny's Collide, and that's the season 2 finale. I can't believe season 2 is gonna be over already. Just wow. So what do you guys think? What do you think is gonna happen? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the CC Squad. My socials are down there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!